Good morning, everybody. Well, yesterday I got bored, so I took a trip to Six Flags Great Adventure. And I decided to make a video of it. And so that's what it is. Hope you enjoy.
Try something new with my paint.
No, but that thing goes straight down. Thank you. It is so good.
Were you with us that one time that you passed out on the line?
Where was that? You passed out on the line.
Where were we?
Oh, yeah.
Hershey Park, right. With man, they called the police. They got mad at you. Yeah, 15 years.
I didn't even, why didn't
This ain't my ride.
Right, now remember, we're going to sit down and get comfortable as quick as possible. As soon as you get down, right in. As soon as you see it. Ready to go.
Before we get started, we do have some quick safety information to go over. First is remain seated. Keep your seatbelts fastened at all times. They can be bumpy out there, so we want everyone staying in their seats. Next, you're more than welcome to take any photos of you if you'd like to hold on to any cameras and cell phones. If you have anything over the side of the truck, we cannot stop to get it. We cannot guarantee our animals will find it before we do. That being said, our animals are free roaming. If they do come and approach the truck, we ask that you do not touch or feed our animals. It is illegal in New Jersey, but it's also just for your safety and theirs. And finally, you guys are allowed to drink on the truck. However, there is no eating. If you have any food with you, please do keep it away, as it is a smoking hazard. Alright, now the trucks you're riding on every van military vehicle to operations at the north, and they're going to be taking us across our safari. The safari is approximately 350 acres. We hold here on 1,200 animals from 80 different species across 6 different continents. The only continent we don't have animals on is Antarctica. This is going to be too far here for this guy. This year's safari is also celebrating our 50th anniversary. We do have animals who have been with us for all 50 years, and we'll be able to see later on. Also, for our 50th, we do have our Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa that is now open. We'll see that in a bit. I'll place more about it when we can see it. But we're now in our first section of our safari. This is the American Plains. This section is home to animals from both North and South America. There's on the metal index to help keep our trees alive and healthy. Also, throughout our safari, you'll see all of these geese around. Now, these geese are called Canada geese, not Canadian geese. They're named after John Canada, who first discovered them. They're not technically a part of our safari. However, we're happy to have them because they're a protected species of the migratory bird act. So they're very well protected across the safari, and a lot of them with their babies in the springtime. But actually, you can across the safari as well. Now, if we look to our right up on that hill behind the tree, it's kind of the only angle we can see of home. We have our llamas. Llamas are from South America, more specifically Peru. And they're excellent pack animals, able to carry up to 100 pounds on their backs, and they're great climbers to the soft pads on the bottom of their feet. So on our left-hand side of the water, that's our Roosevelt elk. Roosevelt elk are the largest subspecies of elk in the world, and they're named for Theodore Roosevelt, who's very passionate about country. Are from South America. They're part of the ragtide family, meaning they're a large flightless bird. We'll see two other types of ragtide throughout our safari. The male deer will have a ring of black feathers around the base of their necks, while female deer are consistently gray in color all throughout. When a female beetle lays her eggs, that's it. She leaves after that. The male then incubates those eggs for about 40 days. Once the eggs hatch, the male is also the one who raises the chicks. On our left-hand side, we have our fallow deer. Fallow deer were originally from Europe. They're from the table to do with red eyes. We have some more of our rhea on our left-hand side. These are they weigh between 40 to 50 pounds. They have 3 toes held forward for their food. Sometimes when we are running in water, each top piece, they put their weights all the way out to the side, or back as little floaters to help them run faster. And coming up on our right-hand side, we'll start to see our bison. Bison are the largest land animal in North America and also the national animal of the United States. government stepped in and put laws in place to protect them. Now they have a population of around 530,000. Bison can weigh up to 2,200 pounds and 5 to 6.5 feet tall. When they're first born, they'll be a bright orange color, but as they age, their fur darkens and forms the rest of the adults. Speaking of their fur, they are still shedding their winter coats for the summer, so that's why they do look a little funny right now. Now, both genders of bison do have those horns on the side of their head. Now, horns are different from antlers, because horns are part of the animal's skull, so they won't shed off like antlers do. If an animal were to lose a horn, it would not be able to grow back, it would just stay gone. And bison are excellent insulators. Make them wear snow, for example, so they just keep piling up onto their back, rather than melting or seeping into their fur and skin. You know, we just did see a couple more rhea on both sides as well. Coming on our left-hand side, we'll start to see our African elephants. Now you can tell African elephants apart from other types of elephants because their ears will be larger in size. They're also sort of shaped like the continent of Africa. These three lovely ladies on our left have been with us since we first opened 50 years ago. Have an average lifespan of 60 to 80 years. For their human care, they can be well into their 80s. They're the largest land animal in the world, standing up to 12 feet tall, weighing around 7 tons. Now, one of the first things you notice about the top of those long trunks they have, their trunks elongation of their nose and upper lip, and made of over 100,000 muscles. Their trunks can think of anything as small as a coin to as big as a tree trunk, and they'll use their trunks to often throw things like mud or dirt on themselves while they look down. Elephants are what we call a keystone from different animals. First, I'll talk about our grand zebras. You can see kind of standing staring at us. We do have one baby zebra there, sort of standing right behind the others that are eating. These are grand zebras. Zebras are actually dark brown with white stripes, and each stripe pattern is unique to the individual, sort of like how our fingerprints are to us, so no two will look the same, but a mother and child will remember each other's stripe patterns for their entire lives. Also on our right, we do have our Asian water buffalo. Now our Asian water buffalo are in our Africa section because they need to be within 15 miles of water at all times. This section just has those best water sources for them. Asian water buffalo have a highly flexible joint above their puff called the fetlock. They'll also navigate through the muddy environments they live in. And their milk is commonly used as a liquid butter. You can usually find it in a lot of Indian cooking. And on our right, we also do see our white rhino. Now the name white rhino is a mistranslation of the Dutch word for wine. They were originally called wine rhino for the shape of their snake. You see their ears turning directions as they listen around their environment by physically moving their ears. There are coats for their two horns made of keratin, which is the same thing our fingernails and hair are made out of. You also often see rhinos wallowing in the mud because that mud all over themselves acts as a sunscreen and an insect repellent. So also on our right, we did see one of our female ostriches. Now we know that was a female because female ostriches will have gray feathers. We have a male on our left. Male ostriches have those black feathers. Ostriches are the largest bird in the world, standing up to 8 feet tall, weighing about 300 pounds. There's a lay the largest egg of any bird. One ostrich egg is about 3 pounds, which is the equivalent of 2 dozen chicken eggs. Ostriches are the fastest running animal on 2 legs, able to run up to 45 miles per hour and maintain a sprint of 32 miles per hour over long distances. I do have another good view of our white rhino on our right. I'll get another good view of our grand zebras coming up. Baby zebra can stay 20 minutes after being born and run after only 1 hour. A group of zebra is called a dazzle. When they're all together in that group, that conflicting stripe patterns will confuse or hypnotize the predator. The predator leaves them alone, that way the group can't stay safe as long as they're together. Zebra were never domesticated. They can be aggressive or territorial. They're actually closer related to donkeys over horses. We also do see 3 more of our female ostriches on our right-hand side as well. An ostrich's eye is about 2 inches across, which is bigger than their brain is. And they also have 3 sets of eyelids to help them filter out things such as dust or dirt that make it take up to their eyes. 25 miles per hour. When common eland travel in a group, a female will lead the herd and the alpha male will be in the back. They'll also be a little bit larger than the other animals are. You can tell them apart when they're all together. Alright, long coming up. On our right-hand side, laying down along that fence in the back are our African bongo. African bongos are the largest forest-dwelling antelopes in the world, and they're nicknamed the ghosts of the forest as they're very skittish and rarely seen by researchers since they only found at dusk and dawn. The white stripes on the bongos back up the camouflage into those dense forest areas they're from. Also on our right, I'm right up close to them with no horns, although our ellipsis water breath. Their names are the elliptical shape of often wear a marking around their butts. They can secrete a viscous substance from their glands. That substance will water through their bodies. And the smell of it will be used to repel predators and attract mates. The reason we need to waterproof their bodies is because in the wild, hiding in the water is their only chance to get away from predators. And on both sides of the truck, we do have our Visa Oryx. The Visa Oryx can go up to 2 weeks without drinking any water because they've got all the water intake they need from the vegetation they eat. They can also raise their body temperatures up to 116 degrees Fahrenheit to withstand periods of extreme heat. Both nerds do have those long straight horns as well, and we have some more options on our left-hand side. Ostriches are very family-oriented. Often multiple females will lay their eggs in one nest, and then everyone, including the males, will take turns to incubate those eggs. When the eggs hatch with a male and female work together raising their chicks, sometimes they may have an expensive female herd earlier on in the Americas. You can see some of the males with their antlers. Their antlers are called pomade antlers because they kind of look like the palm of your hand. And we do have some darker colored fallow deer. You'll notice they're just melanistic, meaning they have an abundance of pigments, and their fur is a little bit darker than the others are. You can see we do have a couple babies. We'll see our reticulated giraffe. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. Males average 18 feet tall, females average 16 feet tall. Their necks are about 7 feet long and consist of 7 vertebrae, which is the same number we have. They're just a lot bigger than ours are. A group of giraffes is called a tower. Their tongues are purple in color to prevent them from getting sunburned when they're eating, and their tongues are also prehensile. They'll wrap their tongues around tree branches to pull the leaf off. When a baby giraffe is first born, it can be up to 6 feet tall at birth. It also has a 6-foot fall when it's born, which runs along the mother's left because she'll give birth while standing up. On our left-hand side, we do see our scimitar horned oryx. In the year 2000, the scimitar horned oryx was extinct in the wild until 2016, when 25 of them are reintroduced back to the country of Chad. First baby was born last summer and now they have a wild population of around 160 individuals. It's a very inspiring and amazing conservation success story for that species. Their horns can get up to 6 feet long, but they're hollow with a honeycomb-like structure inside and full of blood vessels. So blood will circulate out into their horns before going back into their body to help cool them down. They also used to be used as a sign of wealth in Africa. The more ankle cattle you own, the more wealthy you were. Yeah, it's open. We still have part of it being built in the back. We do have, I believe there's 8 open right now. 8 cabins. I'm actually not too sure. On both sides of our truck, we'll start to see our attics. Added to the animal that rise to the width of the unicorn, because when we look at them from the side, their 2 horns will line up to look like 1 horn starting. Attics will also have a winter and summer coat. In the summer, they're a lighter white color to reflect the heat from the sun. But in the winter, they'll get darker gray color to absorb the heat from the sun to keep themselves warm. Also, on our right, that female ostrich, she is laying on some eggs, I believe. Sable antelope are all born a lighter tan color. Basset Asian for a little darker, and those white facial markings become a lot more prominent. Sable antelope will also stand their ground against predators 100% of the time. If a predator were to approach a sable antelope, what they do is they tilt their heads all the way down, and these are powerful necks and horns will flip that animal over their back. They'll stun the predator and give themselves a chance to get away. Then we have our white-tailed gnu, also known as the black wildebeest. They're identifiable for those white tails, most of their forward curving horns both genders have. White-tailed gnu are a nomadic species, meaning they will travel wherever the food is, not simply tied down to staying and living in one specific location over another. They just move around. Area. Now, lions, the only truly social cat species living in groups called prides. Here at TikTok, we have 3 prides of lions. You can tell the difference between males and females pretty easily. Males are larger in size, but also only males will have those thick shaggy manes. The females cannot grow those. You can tell the approximate age of a male lion based on how dark his mane is. The darker the mane, the older the lion due to the higher testosterone levels. Their mane will also be thicker around their necks to help protect them from any potential threats. Hunting is primarily done by the female lions because the males will usually stay back and they'll protect the land or protect the cubs if there are any. While they are hunting, they only have a 25% success rate. And when they do finally bring that food back, the males will get to eat it first, then the females, and last to the cubs. or 4 black bear cubs in that area. I think we have 2 of the cubs are in their sleeping area. We have 1 bear hanging out in the water on our left. That green stuff on the surface is duckweed, the plant. You can see, you probably saw earlier, another bear hanging out on the structure on our right. And we have 2 bears hanging out towards the fence on the right as well. Now while the males and our bears are stuck to either side of the road, at night when we leave, we open up these fences and cross from side to side of this area freely. Now bears typically do hibernate in the winter on hind limbs. And they also have elongated hooks that help them navigate through marshy soils they typically live in. You usually find them living near aquatic areas. Only the male but less might have horns, and their horns are ribbed and lyre shaped, so kind of like the instrument if you know it. And then in front of us and going to be on our right hand side, you have another good view of our Savannah Sun Observatory spot. You see on our right part of it is open and on our left part of it is still being filled. Our first set of cubs are over a year old, so they are pretty big. Now, unlike our black bears, European brown bears are not too good at climbing due to their claw shape and their large shoulder humps. However, they still will climb from time to time. For example, in the wild, mothers will often chase their cubs up into trees in order to hide them from predators. European brown bears are actually excellent at digging. You notice all that rough-looking land in this area, a lot of random holes in the dirt. That's because our bears have to dig up that cold dirt and then lay in the holes they make. European brown bears do also only come in that 1 color as well. They will only be brown and in varying shades of brown. One of the bears scratches his back on a tree on our left. There's a tunnel underneath the road we're on that connects both sides of this area. Coming up on our right hand side, so we do have this pond for our bears to go in as well. At the bottom of the water we have toys for them, things such as tires and balls for the play with as forms of enrichment. Most of the time we do see them sleeping around the edges. You can see one of them just kind of sitting and looking around. Smaller than the other cubs we saw in this area. Sort of make out those 2 brown blobs by the moms we are our cubs. And raised by our vet staff, so he is a little different than the other bears are. He doesn't quite develop those social skills he needs. Just for everyone to be as happy as possible, he does hang out in his own little area over here. He has plenty to do. He has his pool, he has toys to play with, he needs to climb and scratch. Now if we start to look through the trees on our left hand side, we start to see some of our red kangaroos and also some of our emus as well. Actually, those are red kangaroos, but only the males are actually our red color. Females are more of a lighter grayish brown color, smaller in size. The kangaroo has a 1-month gestation period, and when that joey's first born, it will be about the size of a lima bean. It will then use a saliva trail to find its way into its mother's pouch, where it does the remainder of its growing for 4 to 6 months. A female kangaroo can have up to 3 joeys at a time. She can have 1 in gestation, 1 in the pouch, and then 1 out of the pouch. And her body naturally produces a different type of milk for each joey, depending on the specific nutrients they need for their age. A female kangaroo can also pause her pregnancy for up to 3 months. Some conditions aren't right due to things such as wildfires in the area. She just pause that pregnancy and get herself to a safe location. Then when she's safe and ready, she can resume it and later give birth with no complications. Now also we just passed them on our right village class on our left as well. We do have our emu. Emu are part of the rat type family, meaning they're a large flightless bird, but they're able to run up to 30 miles per hour. Emus are the only bird to have calf muscles, so they have 3 toes held forward for their food. The blue face coloration you see on either side of the emu's head will be the same color as the eggs they'll lay. Their eggs are that nice blue color. Now they're very small vestigial wings, little funny hooks at the end. You can almost barely even see their wings when you do look at them. Emus are also a bit of a celebrity. They're the model for velociraptors in the Jurassic Park movies. Make sure we're staying fully seated in our seats. Bengal tigers come in 4 different color variations. 100 of them left in the wild. And the different color variations will depend on how rare they are to see in the wild, as the lighter colors are a lot harder for them to camouflage into their environments with. 2 to 3 cubs at a time. So their mom having 5 in one litter was extremely impressive. Next, these 5 being born helped raise the global Siberian tiger population by 1%, which is a very bittersweet fact. There's only a little less than 400 Siberian tigers left in the wild, but only a few hundred more left in the world. Siberian tigers do also only come in that one color. It'll only be orange with black stripes. Now you may notice that white spot on the back of their ears. That can help them for a couple reasons. One, that white spot can help to scare off predators because the sword-like eyes on the back of their head. So predators such as humans or leopards see that white spot and the tigers looking at them and leave them alone. That white spot can also help so cubs can track their mother through dense forest areas. The white spot will stick out a lot amongst the greenery and they can follow her that way. Now tigers are somewhat of a triple threat. They can run, climb, and swim. The Asiatic antelope are the most common wild animal in northern India and eastern Pakistan. They are, however, one of the pest species in India though, as they're not hunted due to their little significance. Also, their biggest predator is the Bengal tiger, who has high numbers. So the nilgai population is booming. A lot of them do things like invade farms and eat all the crops. We'll have a couple more of our nilgai coming up on our right-hand side. On our left-hand side, we do have our mixed herd of Udad and our mixed herd of black buck. Both herds are primarily female, with a lot of young males and a lot of babies. They just have some black buck. So standing in the road and crossing the road, I would say. Okay, and then move out of our way. Now we saw our Udad earlier on, the males, right before we entered into our black fur section. We also do have our mixed herd of black buck, like I said. We just have some kind of standing in the road in front of us right now. Not really sure what they're doing. All black buck are born that light fawn color you see there. The females stay that color their entire lives. When the males get older and reach adult, they get those black coats like in the name black buck. Only male black buck have those long spirally horns as well. The female black buck do not grow horns. Usually the males grow in their horns, but they do grow into their black coloration. Black buck are one of the fastest animals in the world. They're able to run up to 50 miles per hour.
We are back.
Head southeast.